Kobold Press is on a roll. As a matter of fact, the last 2 books they sent to me are amongst my favorite books they've ever published. Although I have yet to review one of them, they already finished their next Kickstarter campaign that grossed over $212,000. And they've sent me a little preview to show to you guys. Let's get into it. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarask and this is your go-to channel for everything Kobold Press. And today is not a video per se where I want you to click a Kickstarter link and check the Kickstarter out for yourself or whatever, because the Kickstarter for Waste of Chaos from Kobold Press has already ended, and it has grossed over $212,000. So it's safe to say that the book is probably coming if the world doesn't end before it comes, but otherwise it will probably come. Now, Waste of Chaos is basically a book with a lot of, it is a setting neutral book that talks about, the edges of the world where, all kind of chaos stuff happens, and if you want to get into that stuff, make sure to check the Kickstarter page out, read it for yourself, and watch the amazing trailer they have built around it. What Kobold Press did, and what I want to talk about today in this video is right here. Click the Chaos Drake. Kobold Press was friendly enough to send me an email after me just sending them an email about something. They've sent me this email with a little sneak peek of the Chaos Drake, which is a new creature they're introducing in the Waste of Chaos. It's kind of like campaign setting, adventure, world type thing with new classes and races and animals and all that stuff, and it's probably going to be absolutely amazing like we know from Kobold Press. But the Chaos Drake is just a little preview, so this is going to be a shorter video. Just talking about this because it has one very cool feature, and I'm really curious about how they're going to implement that rules-wise into the game. So, monster sneak peek, Chaos Drake. Here's a sneak peek of one of the new creatures from Wastes of Chaos, the Chaos Drake. These draconic creatures are covered in thick, uneven scales in kaleidoscopic shades, ranging from bright vermilion to rotting lime to deep cobalt blue. So as you can see, these Chaos Drakes have all kinds of colors going on, and there's basically there's probably going to be Chaos Drakes in all kinds of different combinations of colors, which is really interesting. There might be more artwork than this. I hope there's more artwork than this. And as you can see, it's also drooling from its mouth, and even the stuff that comes out of its mouth as 5 or 6 different colors, which is really cool. But it's the next thing that really intrigues me, which is Chaos Drakes are one of the few with no immunity to their own breath weapon. So they have a breath weapon, but they're not immune to it. So if you kind of as a player or whatever ricochet that breath weapon or something like that, they're not going to be immune to it. So if there are 4 of these using their breath weapon on the party, but another one gets caught in that breath weapon, they are not immune to it. So that's really interesting from a gameplay perspective, having a dragon, having a drake, or having a draconic creature that is not immune to its own breath weapon. It's weird, but it's cool. And the next thing is also super interesting. In fact, their breath weapon causes them excruciating pain, so they rarely use it unless they are cornered or desperate. So this is really interesting. They have no immunity to their own breath weapon, and their breath weapon causes them a lot of pain to use. So it's kind of like when a bee stings you, it dies, right? So it's really cool. But I wonder how Kobold Press. I'm really interested to see how Kobold Press, the writers who are doing this, are going to put that into the numbers of the game, the rules of the game. So is it only going to recharge on a 6, maybe? Or is it going to be a breath weapon? It only uses when it is bloodied, which is bloodied is a condition in 4th edition where if you reach half your max hit points, you are bloodied. Maybe they can only use it when they're bloodied, or on a quarter of their health, or maybe they can only use it if I don't know, if they're almost dead, or if there are certain requirements met, they can only use it, or is it at the dungeon master's discretion, which I think might not be the best idea, because people need to like really read the lore in order to know that the dragons don't use their breath weapon that often. Which a lot of people like seem to then forget, and they might start using the breath weapon too much. But if they use it in a way where it only recharges at a 6, or it's only usable when bloodied, or something in that sense, I think it's really interesting. And also the breath weapon might be a really strong breath weapon in comparison to the challenge rating the creature might be. So let's say this thing is challenge rated 5, right? The breath weapon might do like the damage from a challenge rated 8 or 9 breath weapon dragon or drake, but it can only like do it once, or maybe it doesn't even do it in the course of the battle, and that's why they can make it a little bit stronger, which is I think it's a really cool interesting creature. I absolutely like it. Now, I like most creatures Kobold Press do, unless it's those jokey creatures. I like puns and jokes, but Kobold Press also has like a few across their monster books. They have a few monsters that are like meant as a joke, kinda. Which is like, there is this orc centipede thing. I don't like that kind of stuff, but like the really cool monsters are all really cool and really strong, and this one is going to be one of those again. You're probably also going to be able to use it as a mount, which also could look really cool. If you are a paladin that also wears like this scale armor in these colors, like you kill one Chaos Drake, wear its scales, and then you ride another Chaos Drake, or you are a Chaos Drake Dragonborn. Oh my god, that would be so cool. A Chaos Drake Dragonborn paladin on a Chaos Drake. I should work for Kobold Press. I should really work for Kobold Press. Anyway, there's another thing here. Mating between Chaos Drakes is a tense affair, and a few pairings produce viable eggs, making them one of the rarest of all known drakes. So a tense affair. Mating is a tense affair. So is it like cats? Like everybody who lives in an area where cats are, which is basically everywhere in the world, knows that when cats are doing their thing with each other, they scream and they are in pain, and it is, like Kobold Press says, a tense affair. Is that what they mean with a tense affair? I don't know. And they only produce viable eggs every now and then, and so they are really rare. Chaos Drakes execute a magical aura that chaotically wraps events within 15 feet of them. So that last line is for me really hard to wrap my head around, no pun intended, because it's like, what does that mean? Chaotically wrap events. Is it going to be like hits and spells and everything are going to be deformed around this Drake in a way where like reality, time and space and the events within that time and space are all going to be messed up, and the space-time continuum around that dragon is completely going to be completely screwed up? Or is it going to be something way simpler and I'm overthinking it? Anyway, I would like to thank Kobold Press for sending me this artwork of the Chaos Drake, this little text introducing the Chaos Drake, and I cannot wait to get my hands on these books of Wastes of Chaos. If you want to see the trailer for yourself, if you want to pre-order Wastes of Chaos for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description below, click that notify me button that's there, and you will probably be able to pre-order it very soon. Until next video, bye bye.